hope it works. All right, and I think we are live. I'm just checking this. Everybody give me a second if we are live on the page itself. But this is Nora Wendell here with the photo forest. And joining me today is Cynthia Schompt, all the way from? Colorado. I'm in Bali, and Cynthia is in Colorado. So we are here to talk about websites, right? Cynthia has web presence boss, but she also has loads of other companies I just found out, which we'll get to later. And her zone of genius is really in building lead generating machines for websites. So Cynthia, give a little bit of an introduction to yourself.
So I have been building websites since 2002, about 8 years ago now. Math, not my thing. But I did spend some time in the military in between, and college as well. So I started it out while I was in high school, building websites for friends, blog posts, or blogs for them to post to, kind of like a live journal thing. And then from there, the school caught on that I was doing this, so I built out a journalist platform for football team, newscasters there. And then from there I got into working for a modeling agency as their web designer in New York City. And from there I moved out to Florida where I was going to school. And I did some websites for restaurants and bars down to the beach. And I've always been an entrepreneur even from like the start. So
all right, I really want to get down to it, because you're like, okay, so you just told me that you've basically been doing websites and online thing for a good many number of years. And like as we were doing the pre-interview, you're like, oh, I'm doing this, this, and this, and this. So let's get down to it, right? So first of all, you build membership sites, which are basically for entrepreneurs nowadays, and they focus a lot on e-courses, right? But before you get into that, I just want to tell the audience how many other things you also do. You also build sales pages, and you build your own platform where people can use to build sales pages. What's it called?
What's the goal for that?
No, what's it called? The sales page platform?
WebpresenceBoss.com is the membership site that I built, and there's a platform inside it called Boss Sites, which allows you to build regular websites, kind of like using a point-and-click builder like Squarespace or Wix. And it's built off of WordPress, so you have the power of WordPress behind your website. You're not limited when you use another company. And there's different tier levels giving you access to extra features like building your own membership site, building your own sales pages, adding on commerce store. And first tier level is all about the bloggers, giving them the tools for their search engine optimization.
Amazing. Amazing. So we're going to get into that in a second, because the third business you said you're doing, which I think is amazing, is called Designer on Demand, right? And it's basically, I've got my notes here, it says it's chat support on demand, help for your website. It's also a membership site, but if people get stuck, they can join. They've got a big button, you said, that clicks Designer on Demand, and then you can get help, email support, or help for when you get stuck, because many people don't want to hire a designer for their websites. They want to do it themselves, right? So I love that. I love the concept that you've got this platform where people can be like, hey, I really need some help. Many people don't know who to use. All right, so I just have Amber saying the connection is not very good, loud buzz, and I can hardly hear Cynthia. So Cynthia, you might have to put some headphones on. So thanks, Amber, for saying that. When Cynthia puts her headphones on, can you let us know if the audio is better? Let's see. Thanks for pointing that out, Amber. Because us here, it's all fine, but it's the viewers which really counts. So Amber, she's got headphones on now. Cynthia has headphones on now. So let us know if you can hear better.
Hi, Amber.
And there's
can you hear us a little better?
Dylan Ross. I can actually hear you much better now as well. So let us know if the audio quality is a little bit better. We'll just continue. So tell us a little bit about the Designer on Demand.
So Designer on Demand is you pop onto webpresenceboss.com membership site, you order your membership, or you can pay hourly. Members get the better rate. So hourly without a membership is $97 per hour for screen share help. Members can also jump on there, and it would be $47 per hour, half hour. Sorry, I'm saying hour and it's half hour.
And so who's the support team behind this?
My web designers from my agency.
So you also have a web design agency.
I do.
Mm-hmm. All right. And lastly, Host Media, your hosting company. Tell us about that.
So that is your general website hosting company. We have shared hosting space just like GoDaddy does, and it's tied into the Designer on Demand. You get the button there for the support help right there in your dashboard. And it is also catered to bigger businesses that might need their own private server. And as my own little fun thing, I like to play Minecraft, so I run Minecraft servers as well for kids.
You amaze me. I think you amaze me, really. I mean, just, for people who are curious, how do you manage to run all these things together at the same time?
I have a pretty big team.
A pretty big team. So I'm seeing comments here. Amber is saying it's a little bit better, but there is a very loud buzz. Dylan is saying background noise, Cynthia. Dylan is saying tech difficulties, background noise, Cynthia. But I don't think it can be you, Cynthia, because you are on your headphones. It could be mine. Let me try. Plug my headphones. Is that better?
Wow, it got really echoey. Try saying something again.
Hello. Hi, Cynthia. Thanks for being on the live.
There's a little bit of like a buzz noise when you're talking. That's about it.
So I wonder what that's from. I don't think I can do anything about the buzz noise. Is it better with my headphones unplugged or plugged in?
I like them plugged in.
You like them plugged in.
Buzz is gone when you unplugged it.
All right.
Says the buzz is gone.
All right. So that must be my side. So I can take off my headphones. We'll try it like this. Thanks, guys, for your input. Please keep your comments coming because, I'm in Bali in Indonesia. Cynthia is in, did you say Colorado?
Well, technically, I'm in Florida vacationing.
Oh, she's on vacation. She's doing a Facebook Live on vacation. All right, so she's in Florida. So if you think about, we're connecting live from across the world. So I love that. I love that technology has allowed us to do that. All right, so what do I actually want to talk about? I want to talk about website conversions. And first of all, I want to get into, all right, so you've got a business. Somebody has a business, they want to, have a website for it. Now, what are your top tips for people to design their own website?
Have a clear call. Your homepage might be a call to action to book a discovery call with you, and the same would be on your about page and your services page.
All right, so it's like there's a line through it. And let's talk about home pages. What is the importance of the homepage?
It depends what your focus is. Bloggers might want to set something up more like what StudioPress allows you to do with a blog feed that has multiple categories on the homepage. Or if it's a magazine-style site, I really like using the Elegant Themes Extra theme for those different categories of the magazine. And it's very visual with images. Photographers really like the extra theme as well because of how visual it is. Really, what is your content is going to drive what to do with your website. But the images are super important. Like you said, you've got to have the correct images there because your eye is going to draw to that first. And then you're going to look at the text next to it or above or below it.
Yeah, images are the number one on a website. That, for me, the type of images, and I'm not only talking photographs here, but the type of images on your website really makes or breaks your website. And I actually wrote a blog about this, and you can go and look at it at thephotoforce.com/website. I'll put the link in the comments. And it's basically the guide to using what type of images where on your website. And yeah, I can't stress the importance of great imagery on your website. If you go to your favorite website and have a look, why is it that you like it? I can almost guarantee it's because they have beautiful images, photographs, maybe graphics on their website. It really makes or breaks a website. So my question to you, do you think the home page is one of the most important pages on your website?
Yes and no. It depends how you're running your business. If you're more into lead generation, your sales pages are going to be more important, and then your home page would come second. The home page, if you're doing search engine optimization, is a very important one because they're going to land on that article that you wrote first, and then the next thing they're going to check is your home page and about page.
I have quite a few people of my friends who really stress the importance of the about page because it's probably not the most important page on your website, but if you think about, okay, people land on your website, they read a little bit about, what you have to offer, then most likely the next page they go to is like, who is this person, right?
Right.
So
if you watch your Google Analytics, you'll notice that the About page has a lot of traffic to it.
So what's your tips for the About page? How can we have a killer About page? Like, what content do I need to put on the About page?
So I had a little PDF, kind of like a Mad Libs, to fill out for my clients to create an About page. And the very first thing was a headline describing what you're about and who you help and how you help them. And then it went into what makes you qualified for that, any certifications you might have, life experiences you've gone through, mentorships you've done, people that have gotten success working with you. And then another fun part of the About page to kind of break it up and make it not so business is add some fun facts about yourself. Maybe some family photos, picture of your dog if you're a dog person. Like me, I have a service dog. Her name is Tammy, and she is 10 years old. So I have that on my About page with a cute picture of her. I love doing photography for fun, so I have like these really high quality, awesome photos of my dog.
So what I love to say in the About page is I love to tell my clients that make it as fun as possible because I want to see your personality in your About page, right? Who are you? Because people are more likely to connect to your personality than just text. So images, again, are really important. How can you, like you said, you've got photos of your dog. That's a great connection point because people who have pets love to see other people's pets and reminds them of their pets, right? Their dogs. So I always say, like, how can you make your personality shine through? Is it through the colors? Is it through the photos of you? Like, what other elements? And what you said about, fun facts, I think it's so interesting. People love to have behind the scenes of your life as well, right? So those snapshots behind the scenes or have a little bit of a video. Facebook Live is massive now. Embed some of your Facebook Lives of you talking and a tour around your workspace or something like this, I think works really well. As well. And this Mad Lib, I would love for you to share it in the comments if you want this, or a link to it where people could, go and fill it out because it just brings me back, when I was a child, 16, I loved Mad Libs. I did them all the time. They were so fun.
Me too. That's why I came up with those.
I love it. That's such a great, that's such a great thing. So if you wanted to link that in the comments where people could find your About page, Mad Lib for the About page, that would be amazing. All right.
It's not matching my brand currently, but sure.
Quickly, in the next, half an hour after the interview, you can change the branding if you want.
Right. Turn it all blue real quick.
Turn it all blue. Let's talk a little bit about conversions on your website. So how can you optimize your website for conversions?
Quite a few ways. A lot of things that I see wrong with do-it-yourself websites is people will put text over top of images, and the text blends with the image. They're using white text over top of an image where they're wearing a white shirt. And on one screen, it might not be over top of the white shirt, but if I go to a smaller screen, it will. It's hard to read. So knowing how your audience is viewing your website and what screen size they're using will go leaps and bounds for conversions. And a good way to check that is your Google Analytics, because there's a section that will tell you what screen size they are on, what browser they're using, even down to what device they're on. Are they using an Android phone? Are they using iPhone? Did they come to you from a BlackBerry? You'll know exactly how they got there and what they're using.
I think that's really important because so many of us, and like I'm guilty of this as well, we design for the webs, for desktops, right? For laptops, for computers. And then we're like, okay, cool. We know that the theme has, we'll drag the browser and we know the theme is mobile responsive and we're like, cool, done, set, right? And then we don't consider anything else in between, like different screen sizes on the desktop or like the iPad or the, other devices like that. So, I'm guilty of that as well. And I think I think Google Analytics also scares lots of people because it's so vast and it's like, what do you look for, right?
Right. I did a little mini tutorial, like get acquainted with Google Analytics in my Facebook group. And I shared it into my membership area too, which my membership, by the way, has a free level. I give away all of my courses for free. I don't charge for them. If you need help, that's when you start getting charged.
Oh, that's great. So just tell us the link to your membership site where people can go see.
Webpresenceboss.com.
Webpresenceboss.com. I'll add that link into the comments as well after the Facebook Live finishes. So if anyone's just joining us now, welcome. This is Cynthia Schomp and Nora Wendell, hosted by The Photo Forest, and we're discussing all things websites, conversions on websites. And if you guys have any questions, pop them into the comments and we'll answer them for you live. I wanted to talk a little bit about, so we've talked about, what's really important on a home page. Probably the second most important page on your website is the About page, so make sure it's fun. You've got your personality shining through so people can relate to you. I see Joanna has just put the link, webpresenceboss.com, into the comments. Thank you for that, Joanna Ray. It's nice to have a loyal following who does stuff for you. We've also talked a little bit, sales pages. I'd love to talk a little bit about sales pages which are on your website because I have a lot of my clients who don't want to go with lead pages or ClickFunnels, and I know you also have your own platform. But let's talk a little bit about if you wanted to do your own sales page, like using a theme like Divi, right? What are the elements that are really important on a sales page?
So the countdown box is a big one, giving that little bit of urgency to sign up before this date. Otherwise, you're going to miss the early bird pricing, or you might miss the whole thing in general. Another important one is big, bold headlines. I try to do graphics less. Sure, I'll use background images, but I kind of go with less distracting patterns that still match the brand. Because you want them to focus on the text of what they're getting. And I'll use icons pretty frequently throughout it. So I'll use like the PDF, an icon for a PDF, an icon for playing the program, and try to keep it in line so that your eyes are always following down the page rather than looking off to the side at pictures and trying to go other places. So that's important with sales pages. For content copywriting, you want to do who it's for, who it's not for, what are they going to get out of it, kind of hit some pain points there. I'm not exactly a copywriter, but I've done enough sales pages to kind of learn the tricks of the trade there.
Interesting about the countdown,
hard.
the countdown timer. Like, I find it like a really salesy tactic, but it's like it works. People have that fear of missing out, right? So even though it's like, I don't like to put it in, I know if I put it on, you look at it and then it's like, oh, I've only got a day. Okay, I've only got 3 more days. I've only got 2 hours. But what I hate is, and I've seen this with a few really big name people out there in marketing, and I'm not going to name who it is, but it's at 0, and nothing happens. Like everything is still there, and I check back a day later, and it's still all 000, and you can still purchase a course, and you can still do it. And I'm just like, hey, that's not fair. Like I feel like kind of like cheated in a sense. So if you do put a countdown timer on, make sure that when it's at 0, everything closes, because that's not fair to the audience, I think.
Joanna's on here. She's one of my new clients.
Oh, she's on there. Fun.
She's the one that put the link up for us.
Yeah, no, totally cool. We've had a few technical difficulties, like even on my side here, it keeps cutting. It's cut out twice, and I've had to resume the broadcast. So sorry about that. But this is the first time I'm doing like an interview style Facebook Live. So I'd love to have Cynthia on again down the line, so that when all the tech glitches are sorted out, it can be one smooth experiences. But we have had a few people watching, so I'm quite happy, quite excited. So tell me, what else? If someone were to come to you for a website, what do you tell them?
We'll start with what their end goal is and where they want to go in the next year to 2 years. And then further down even to where do you want your business to be sitting in 5 years, so we can make sure we can support that. Typically, we'll start someone on that's just starting out new to business with at least a blog, so that they're building content, because you want to build your authority with the search engines. This way, they show you first in search ranks as you grow, and you get that authority. It's easier to rank if you're already generating valuable, unique content. So that's where I start everyone, is at least a blog.
And at least a blog, but so many people don't want to blog, or they like the idea of blogging, and I get this with my clients all the time, but then they don't update their blog. And it's like, it's there, 2 articles for a year, and I'm like, rather don't have a blog if you're not going to update the content. So you're saying at least start with a blog, but how do you tackle that problem of no new content?
So I kind of have a business coach on my team that is working with the new business owners, and she gets them in the habit of, anytime you make content, it's on your website first, membership area. So we kind of elaborate on those blog posts, make them into full-length courses sometimes.
I always tell people as well that outsourcing nowadays is so affordable that, if you can't write your content yourself, then just outsource it to somebody who can, write a few blog posts for you and schedule at least one every 2 weeks or one every 3 weeks. At least you have something coming out. And I also say, if you don't like writing, I can write, but it takes me a really long time. What I do instead is then I record a video and I have it transcribed, like you're saying, or then I just embed the video, right? Because not everybody needs to be a writer, Not everybody wants to be on video either. So, I think this whole, we are in the age of content consumerism, right? But people also really read content. People are more and more curious every day. So if you can manage to write content which people are searching for, then I shouldn't say write. If you manage to produce content that people are searching for, then it's such a big bonus to get traffic to your website.
Yeah, at least record the videos or an audio, like a podcast style, and have someone do search engine optimization for it, so that you pop up for content. That'll help you gain authority that way. And I'm laughing because you say to transcribe the videos to make your content. I actually am working with someone who's writing a book for me, and we keep doing interview style Zoom chats like this to get the content done, and she just has someone transcribe it to write it into the book.
I mean, I think people have this stigma that, I'm going to write a book. I have to write it 100% myself. Or I've got a blog. I have to write every single blog post myself. But in reality, there's so many other ways you can think about it and come to it. So exactly, if you do have an interview style, then, with someone on Zoom or something, then, record it, capture it, send it to someone who can transcribe it, make a blog post out of it, or make a PDF freebie opt-in out of it. And I am just learning this in my business as well. So you're way ahead of me, Cynthia. But I used to do everything myself. So this means I was totally stressed out. I was like pressure. I was like, oh my God, I haven't written the blog post, or I haven't recorded, you know? And so knowing that, you know, you don't have to do it yourself, or you don't have to write the blog post, but there are other ways you can get there, I think is such a relief to people online. Right? So, alright, so we've had a nice chat. Is there anything else you'd like to mention, talk about before we end?
I'm just excited to be here, and I really like your stock photos. They're adorable, a lot of them.
Yeah, oh, thank you. So you know, part of this weekly interview series is because I'm launching a big new website, online membership site actually, called The Photo Forest, and it's real life, diverse stock photos, but it's where members get to request the specific photos that they need. So it's a kind of need basis, and I have photographers from around the world that are contributing their photos depending on the requests that come up. And it's launching in this week, 6 weeks. 6 weeks. I'm very excited, but it also means I'm totally like in the launch process right now. So my to-do list is never ending. But I reached out to Cynthia because I follow her Facebook page. And Cynthia, I must say, your Facebook page and the engagement and the questions you ask there is simply stunning. I love it. Every time I see a post and you're like asking people to share their ideas, or you're asking people, I don't know, it's just if you're not following Cynthia's Facebook page yet, and is it your business page, or do you post on your profile page?
I've been doing it on my profile page, but I'm going to start doing it on my business page now too, because I noticed the engagement is awesome.
Yeah, so I'd be interested
to connect. It's all community.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see whether or not the same engagement will happen in your on your business page as it does on your profile page, because I've kind of been experimenting with that as well. And I know Facebook, if you have a business page, you know, wants you to boost posts and pay for ads, right? Mm-hmm. So I think it'd be interesting. Yeah. So I don't know, you might get a whole flurry of new Facebook friend requests after this, this Facebook Live.
I'm almost maxed out on friends. I have maybe 300 more spots, so you'll have to join my Facebook group, the Web Presence Boss group.
Yeah, there you go. We'll post that in the link as well, Web Presence Boss Facebook group, where you can hang out and get more juicy information from Cynthia about how to convert from your sales pages. She's got membership sites. She knows all about she's got a hosting company as well. She's got Designer on Demand to help you out with your own website. I love it. I love it, Cynthia. So thank you so much for joining me on this live. Even though we had a few tech difficulties, that's okay. That is life. And I really hope to connect with you again soon. And I'll probably have you on for another Facebook Live maybe in a couple of weeks. And maybe we can concentrate maybe just on sales pages or something like that. If you want Cynthia on again, post it in the comments, and post if you have a question as well. I'm sure Cynthia would be happy to answer it, and so will I. And I think that's it for now. Thank you, Cynthia, so much for coming on your vacation in Florida. You said, right? Doing a Facebook Live on vacation in Florida, and I am here in Bali. And all the links will be updated in the description and in the comments of this Facebook Live. So thank you so much, Cynthia.
Thanks for having me.
Bye.